Joined by Brendan Hackett, the Ballymun Kickhams manager. Brendan, what did you make of that game?
Oh, it literally was a game of two halves. First half, obviously, they were 5 points up, and certainly in the last 20 minutes of that half, they were playing the better football. I think in the first 10 minutes, if we had taken the goal chances that presented themselves, it would have been a different game. But, they took their chance then to get their foot into the game, and they kicked some marvellous long range. They were trying to go short. They were trying to play it into the full forward line, and they switched their tactics. They kicked some great long range points from outside the 45. There is a wind here that people probably wouldn't have noticed with no flags around, and they used it well, and they were 5 up at half time. Normally in a game you like to keep a team to 14 scores or less, and what had they? 11 at half time. So our challenge at half time was, as I said, defensively. You've given them their quota now in the first half, so you've got to keep them to 3 scores. And they did that. That was one of the big things in the second half. We defensively were really, really good. From pressure in their kick out to pressure all over the field. And that's a quality side, and we literally kept them to 3 points until the last minute of the game. The goal was probably a token at that stage. So second half was probably our best football in that kind of pressure in a long, long time. It's easy to play good football when you're 4, 5, 6 points up. Like, we were 5 points down today, and we just had to find what was really in there, and I think that will stand us for semi-final. We needed a tough game.
What did you say to the guys at half time? Because it was some turnaround in that second half. Like you say, 5 points down to winning in the end pretty comfortably. I know obviously the goal at the end made it a little bit tighter on the scoreboard than it was, but a pretty comfortable win for you in the end.
It's people get fixated on what you say. Players come up with solutions as to how to get on top of a team, and when you have players like James McCarthy and Dean and John Small and Philly, they lead. A successful team, if you look at any successful team in any code, it's sprinkled with leaders. Doesn't matter what code it is, it's sprinkled with leaders, and our leaders stood up, and when they stand up, they bring the standard of everybody else up. You could really see other fellas absolutely giving it everything, because they see them giving it everything. And that was the big change at half time, is they kind of stepped up. We put their kick out under pressure. I think in the first half they probably got about 1-5 off their kick outs, and that's not good defensively. So obviously we had to ramp up defensively. The second thing we had to change was shot selection. We took some very poor decisions around shot selection in the first half, and we tightened up a lot on the second half. So you saw some great scores in the second half, and that was essentially the difference.
It's Kilmallock Crokes now in the semi-finals. The draw has just been made in the last few minutes. I don't know if you managed to catch much of the game yesterday against St Vincent's, but what sort of challenge can you expect from them in the semi-final?
Yeah, they probably seem to be going the best of the 4 that are left. They're scoring well, and they're county champions from 2 years ago. Yeah, look, it doesn't matter who you meet at this stage. Ballymun are county champions, Kilmacud, Judes have been knocking on the door. So I think everyone's this. It's at this stage, it's all the same who you play.
And finally, you'll be going into that game, and it's in good form. You mentioned already it's easy to play well when things are going well for yourselves. Today, things maybe weren't going well for you at half time, and you turned it around. You're in really good form heading into the semi-final.
Yeah, we have for the first time in years the county players at every session, fresh, not distracted. And when you have 6 players involved in a county and you're trying to fit them in after the end of a hard, inter-county season, it's very, very difficult. So to have them around all the time, it's chalk and cheese. And the other thing is, for us then, it's no excuses. You can always have the safety net to say, oh well, we've had so many players with the county. So we don't have a safety net. It's knockout, from today, that's what we were saying at half time. It's knockout football, no safety nets, no group games, and yeah, we love that.